name's Sean, better known on the socials and everywhere as Keyforge Duck. I started playing Keyforge at the very start. I went to my first release event up in Derby, and I was hooked on the game from the off. Went to the Vault Tour in 2019, just for the experience of playing in something like it. Not anything I've never played any card games before in my life. It was just something that I saw on YouTube. This game Keyforge, found it fascinating. Went to a release event, went to the Vault Tour, and just played. Just in the on the TCO and in my local store when they had an event. Didn't get to play a lot, to be fair, because at the time I was heavily involved in football and darts. So whenever they had an event, it would clash with that. And then obviously I just picked up the odd deck here and there where I can. Yeah, well, I mean, looking at the deck, it's it's creature heavy. It's 3 houses, Sanctum, Dis, and Brobnar. I'm not a big Sanctum player. I think I only own a couple of decks that have got Sanctum, so I'm not a massive Sanctum player. But it's you learn the cards, you see the synergies as you go along. But yeah, and obviously not got a chance to sort of play any games with it, so it'll just be a case of seeing how we play out. No, I'm not that type, but I just hope he forges well, enjoys the game, and one guarantee I'll be having on my side, I'll be having a beer with my game.
My name is on TCO and on Discord Diogo CPG. I'm from Portugal. I'm the blue player for the Crazy Killing Aubergine team, and it's our second participation on KOTE. We previously played as the Syndicate on KOTE7, and now we changed the name. So about the deck, I think the deck is kind of fast. It's the strongest part of the deck is that one. It's and I really don't know what I can say more about. Yes, I play around about 5 times to train a little bit, and I think the matchup is kind of good for me. I have to say, very well, very well. I don't know. Of course, the other player, I think he might be a little better playing with the deck than my other teammates, but I think I have a solid chance of winning. No, 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 nothing. Yeah, thank you.
Hello again. So we are after the captain's match that we were discussing earlier, and now we are looking at blue players' decks. The left one from Crazy Killing Aubergine and the right one from SCS Steelers. Robic, what do you think about ostensibly assertive Nikita on your side from SCS Steelers?
Yeah, so definitely the first thing that strikes me is this house. Beautiful disc house from Age of Ascension. You have great efficiency with Library of the Damned, with Old Yerk, and also with Not Finished With You as a recursion. Also, double porta guys is really handy. Any artifact in the opponent's side will be most likely destroyed in time. Double Dust Imp, Schuler, and Onyx Knight are also great creatures, and Color of Subordination will take the biggest threat, like Teliga or such, a card to our side of the board. The Brobnar is also really interesting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, so we got double 1-2 punches, which can actually destroy a creature, not only stun, but also paired with Tremor, we can basically destroy 2 creatures, which is really nice, and I would say rare. Great creatures and great board control with the Brobnar, and the cherry on the top, a special rare, I would say, because I've seen this card for the first time with the trader, which actually let us give control of our artifact to the opponent, and then he must pay us 2 amber. With the double poltergeist issue is really handy, so you can just tax our opponents with this creature, and then just destroy the strong artifacts we've given to them. I really like this deck just because we are actually low on SAS. It means we can see different playstyles, and this is one of the new playstyle for me. And what's on your side?
So on my side, I see Help from Future Self. That's a card that I was not expected to see in such a low SAS tournament. Paired, of course, with Time Traveler, and this duo could give us really nice efficiency with drawing our deck cards during our turn, with shuffling our discard pile into our deck just to return all these beautiful cards that we have already played. But the rest of the Logos house is also not so bad. We see double bat drones to steal some ember from our opponent. We see Dr. Escotera, which could be a premium card if played in the late or middle game. Even, of course, we see some cards like Dexter that we really don't want to see because it messes up with our efficiency. But that's still a pretty decent house. What really strikes me here is Speed Sigil in Shadows. That's a double-edged sword, and in this matchup, I wouldn't recommend to play it in the early game because our opponent could get a bigger advantage from it than we could here. But we still have some pretty decent creatures to pair it with. For example, Mooncruiser, maybe Dodger, or even cards like Time Traveler that could be shuffled into our deck and then returned with newly drawn Help from Future Self. So we could play Time Traveler twice in one round. What's the little combo here is our Untamed House giving us the Ward tree and letting us to return our Time Traveler from the discard pile, even Urchin or Dr. Escotera. As I said before, this card is premium, especially in the late and mid game. So when we need that extra 1 or 2 ember after our opponent has already forged some keys, we could use Ward Tree to put Dr. Escotera on the top of our deck and it gives us some extra advantage here. What lacks in this deck is creature control. Basically, our main creature control, our main board control here would be double Lost in the Woods paired with some damage cards like Nerve Blast. But that's not enough if we want to efficiently control the game. So what I would do here, I would just rush. I would try to outrush my opponent, but unfortunately, you have better cards to control our board, and you have better cards to even steal my creatures. What creature would you put this Collar of Subordination on from my side?
Yeah, so we do not share any house, so it would probably be a creature that you want to actually need to destroy, like the Time Traveler. If you want to get it back, you need to destroy it, right? So probably the Time Traveler, maybe the Monskewer just to avoid trading. I don't know. I feel like probably TT if possible, if not just one of the creatures, the creature of the house. You have the most creature in play, probably.
Yes, so despite this lacking board control, I would say that I still have the upper hand here. So Crazy Killing Aubergine is on top again, but that's not such a huge advantage like before. What score would you propose here?
It's definitely close. I feel like your trickster is slightly better because, in my opinion, the speed stealer is on his side because of he has more creatures, more effective power, and I do believe it more combo-ish style of cards with most pure dodgers, with time travelers, booktons, and stuff. And the efficiency is also on your side, and this can be the game changer because I need to go through this to be efficient. Without this, I'm just playing cards from hand, and you can actually go and draw many cards and just recur them as well. And so I feel like 55-60 to your side, but it's gonna be a really fun match to watch.
Yeah, I would stick with 60-40 here. So Crazy Click Aubergine still on top in our deconstructions, but let's watch the game and see how it goes.
And we're back. Just debating with Brett if I have time to make cuppa after this. He says I'm not going to have time. So here we go.
Big thanks to Counter-Assist for the analysis. We've got one more to go.
Look at that horrible hand from Keyforge Duck.
Joined.
Keyforge Duck is that's a horrible starting hand, man. 2-2-2.
Both aren't too great. Diego starting with the World Tree. Definitely an interesting choice. Fusel and Calfine is a very good start because even if you can't do anything else, you can gain. So getting the Onyx Knight when you've got nothing but creatures with an odd power is going to be huge because it's going to blow up the board. And Old Jerk, which is discard, it's good for efficiency, I guess. Holds the phase shift. Diego got a plan for his phase shift. Drop Slash. Drops Old Jerk. Discard the Onyx Knight?
No, it's still in hand.
No.
I'm curious.
Discard the Brobnar Ambassador and another card. I guess they're hoping that the board's going to get a little bit too big. Very nice placement from Diego here. Kept the 5 power off the middle because a trade with Calfine for 2 is good. Phase Shift Lost in the Woods. Puts the Time Traveler back in and gets the second Lost in the Woods.
Curious, interesting.
Drops like that. Drops the Dust Imp. Not finish you. Put the Fusel back in, I guess. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. This Ambassador's a good one to. The Brown Ambassador's a good one to get back in there, and immediately redraws it. Nice. But that Seeking Needle was going to make quick work of it. Interesting choice to discard both bad pennies when you've got a Seeking Needle down.
They're still gonna. It still requires clogging up your hands, so I don't disagree with that.
But if your opponent's fighting a bad penny, it's a creature that isn't reaping.
Yeah, but why would it fight that bad penny? It would just stay there. So I don't know. I generally agree with discarding it.
No, it's just interesting to go. Gets rid of the Gets rid of the Sunbarrows and Dust Imp. The creatures like they're going to impact the board the most. Discards the key charge. Is ahead on Amber. But interesting way to go here. Going Bob now. Do you play the blood money on the 11 power mushroom man, or do you hold it?
In this sort of deck, you play it because the mushroom man's going to go at some point.
True, but do you not want to wait until you've got the controllers had to say? But look at this hand for Diego. Dextra, Time Traveler, Dodger, Silvertooth, Urchin, and Speed Sigil.
Jeez, I would have gone Shadows, but...
Has gone Shadows. Played Urchin,
I
played Dodger.
Don't know why. I thought because of the Urchin coming out, for some reason I had Time Traveler in my head. Too tired one of those weeks.
Reeks to the Shadow with the Silvertooth. But I imagine the Speed Sigil got discarded because it wasn't played before playing creatures. Don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to take advantage of, I guess, if you're ahead.
Yeah, I just question why he didn't play with it first and then put 3 creatures down ready. I mean...
Because he doesn't want his opponent to be able to have creatures coming ready as well.
Yeah, that is true. But then Dodger being able to steal straight away, Urchin being able to fight, and I don't know.
But if you've got, I guess with Foos will be back in deck, and with cards like Dust Imp, Bingo Bang Bang, you leave yourself open to some serious damage.
That is true. That is
Nice use of the Blinding Light to get rid of the shadows down. You've got the Gatekeeper get off check, but the Time Traveler with the Labyrinth comes in, getting immediately back up. Dexter comes down to Forge, and Dimension Door gets held. Dimension Door, it gives each Logos creature the ability to reap, steal one instead. Poltergeist on the Seeking Needle, get rid of the Urchin. Reaps the Onyx Knight, plays the Dust Imp. Can't really, it doesn't play the Urk. Doesn't want this guy in hand. Call of Subordination, they don't share a house. This Call of Subordination is just going to be for denial purposes.
Yeah, but it'd be a good time to put on Time Traveler to get him out of the way.
True, because we haven't seen the Help from Future Self yet. Dimension Door on to Reap with Dexter, Time Traveler pass. Takes Keyforge Duck off the key. Into the fray on Calfine. This could do some serious damage. Silvertooth, 2 damage either side. Uses Tremor. Plays Bingo Bang. Reap. Or do you want to take out that Time Traveler? Blood Money on Dexter. Fights, gets with Dexter, goes up to 7. Reaps the Calfine. Now has control of the board. But in terms of Amber, Diego is definitely in charge.
First Keyforge, red one to Diego.
Yeah, red key goes to Diego. Lost it. Fogbank. I thought it was Lost in the Woods, but no, it's Fogbank. Plays Ancient Bear. Regrowth on the Urchin. Given what's in hand. Yeah. If Time Traveler had gone down, it'd probably be Regrowth and Time Traveler. But look at this hand now.
Jesus.
Silvertooth, hidden stash to Dexter. Double steal, so even if they're going to be able to get to the point of being on check, which is what we're going to see. Oh, yeah, it's not going to matter because this Shadows is going to come down and smash it. Anita the Trader could be very powerful. Again, they don't share houses, so if you can just start giving your opponent useless artifacts and taking 2 Amber from them, it could be very powerful. But not got an answer to this Dodger in Sanctum. Not really got an answer to this Dodger in Dis. This is a. But you've got to go Dis here. Your opponent's going to be on 10 Amber. You've got to make them forge for 9 at least.
You've got to.
You cannot let your opponent forge here for
6.
You cannot let your opponent forge for 6. Not when they're in such a strong position.
Yeah, there we go. The shooter comes down, steal 1. Lash hasn't been played yet, but will be. Library of the Dan goes down.
Do you collar the Time Traveler or do you collar the Dodger? The Dodger's a big threat.
At this point, probably the Dodger. But he went for Ancient Bear.
The Ancient Bear!
Okay. Wasn't
I don't
what I was
think any
thinking.
of us saw the coming.
No, I mean, Time Traveler or Dodger were the 2 obvious ones.
I imagine they went for the Ancient Bear so that Gatekeeper couldn't be taken out by a single creature.
I suppose.
Because if Diego's on 3 Amber and then he Ancient Bears into Gatekeeper, that immediately puts Diego in check. Poltergeist, World Tree. Is there a world there where you run Shula into Dodger and then you Poltergeist the World Tree to put Shula back on top of your deck?
Probably.
Or even just play the Bloodshard Imp, Reap with Shula, then the World Tree the Shula back up? But this puts Diego in a very interesting position because he can just Reap with the Time Traveler, gain 1, have it instantly get destroyed, and then go get it with help from yourself.
Yeah, we've all done it.
I could just run it into the Bloodshard Imp. Double backdraw.
I mean, look at that hand of Logos there, still to play.
This is it. Luckily, Keyforge Duck hasn't played enough creatures for Lifeweb to take him off the key here, but that would have been brutal.
But on the other hand, if you look at his cards, he hasn't got an awful lot of capture
Ultimate
right now.
Fox saying that the putting it on the Ancient Bear to stop the Gatekeeper is something they would have done as well. And yeah, we have the luxury of being able to see everything. And that does make a lot of sense, especially with the house being untamed, because KOTE Untamed does have 2 key cheats. And then as Diego takes it 3-2, very good game. Especially seeing as Keyforge got that deck 2 hours before he played it.
Yeah. It was a last minute substitution.
Yeah, keep on good luck.